Chapter 4, Mishnah 7. We learned in Mishnahs 4 and 5 that a utensil does not become Tameh with Midras unless it supports a majority of the Zav's weight. The following Mishnah cites several cases in which an item on its own cannot support the weight of a Zav, but together with other items it can support its weight. The question the Mishnah deals with is whether we view each individual object as having supported the Zav by itself, and it is Tameh with Midras or not. We now turn to the words of the Mishnah. If a Zav was sitting on a bed and there were 4 garments under the 4 legs of the bed, 1 garment under each leg, all the garments are tamei with midras, because the bed cannot stand only on 3 legs. That is, since all 4 legs of the bed are necessary to support the Zav, we view each leg as independently bearing the Zav's weight. Thus, the majority of the Zav's weight is considered to be resting on each leg, as well as on the garment under it, and each garment is therefore tamei. But Rabbi Shimon rules all the garments tarahor, since each leg and garment on its own is not really supporting a majority of the Zav's weight, rather only 1/4 of his weight. The Mishnah presents a similar case with the opposite law. If a Zav was riding on an animal, and there were 4 garments under the 4 legs of the animal, it was standing with 1 garment under each leg. The garments are tahor, because the animal can stand on 3 legs. That is, since one of the legs is not needed to hold up the animal, we do not view it as supporting the animal at all. We can therefore say regarding each leg that it is the 4th, i.e. a necessary leg, and the garment between it does not become tameh, since it is not viewed as supporting the majority of the Zav's weight. If, however, there was a single garment under the animal's 2 front legs, or under its 2 hind legs, or under one of its front legs and one of its hind legs, the garment is tameh with midras. Since an animal cannot stand on only 2 legs, each pair of legs is necessary to support the Zav, i.e. the 2 legs on top of the garment cannot support the animal by themselves, and the other 2 legs also cannot support the animal by themselves. Thus, the garment under 2 of the legs is viewed as supporting the majority of the Zav's weight and is tameh. The previous Tana has stated that if a Zav sat on an animal whose 4 legs are resting on 4 different garments, all of the garments are tahor. The next Tana, however, holds that this law depends on the type of animal the Zav is sitting on. Rabbi Yossi says a horse transmits tuma through its hind legs, and therefore if a Zav was sitting on a horse and there was a garment under one of its hind legs, the garment becomes tameh. And a donkey transmits tuma through its front legs, and if a Zav was sitting on a donkey and there was a garment under one of its front legs, the garment is tameh. This is because the horse's main support is on its hind legs, whereas the main support of a donkey is on its front legs. Thus, the hind legs of a horse and the front legs of a donkey are always viewed as supporting the animal, and thus the Zav. The garments underneath them are therefore tameh. More cases involving tumas midras. If a Zav sat on the edge of the beam of an olive press that was placed on the basket of the press, utensils that are in the basket are tameh with midras. Although the Zav did not sit on the part of the beam that is directly over the utensils, his weight presses down on the beam, which in turn presses down on the utensils under the other side of the beam. We therefore view the Zav as resting his weight on the utensils themselves. But if a Zav sat on the edge of a launderer's clothes press, utensils that are underneath it are tahor, because the Zav's weight is not being supported by the utensils. Rabbi Nehemiah, however, rules that even in this case the utensils under the press are tameh, because in Rabbi Nehemiah's opinion the utensils are supporting the Zav's weight.